Alright gang, we got a big job today. 95 Trans Am. Basically it just doesn't start. After about an hour or so of diagnostics, found out there's no fuel pressure. At first I figured it was the ignition system because you can still hear the fuel pump priming when you turn the key. So, turns out there's no fuel pressure. My diagnosis is the car actually just had a fuel pump put in it about half a year ago. So my diagnosis is the fuel pump probably came loose, and there's a little rubber line about this long that goes from the fuel pump to the sending unit inside the gas tank. And my theory is that it fell off or broke or cracked or something like that. Basically, as soon as I undid the fuel line from the fuel filter, the tank basically just started siphoning itself out, which it shouldn't do. So right now we're in the middle of dropping the tank. So far I have the exhaust off. That was a big pain in the ass. Because you have to take off the exhaust, you have to take off the exhaust heat shield, and the rear axle track bar. So that's the next step. So let's go get to it. So there's the exhaust. There's where it should be. And it is a dual setup. No, single to dual. So basically this whole area is taken up here. There's the gas tank. Give it a whack. Sounds like something's loose in there. And it's about, should be about a quarter full now. I already removed about a quarter tank. And the heat shield basically covered this entire area here. Covered the tank. So next step is to undo these 3 bolts. Look to be about a 16 mil. 16 or 18. And then this is just gonna drop flat. It's on a pivot over here. So it's just going to drop down to here, which will give me enough room to get way up there to the gas tank strap bolts. And then the tank's going to slide out this way toward the rear. Okay, so after chiseling the rust off of the bolts, it turns out there are 15s. So there they are. There's where they were. There's the track bar here. So we're just gonna shoot these with some oil. Just so it makes for an easy assembly. Now that that's out of the way, the next step is we're gonna pull this plastic cover off here. If we even need to. And get up in there and undo the filler tube. Alrighty, we got Freebird blaring from that speaker. And we've got that all opened up. We've got the exhaust removed from the catalytic converter at the front. Just to give me some play over here and move this part around. Tank's got to come down on that side first, because there's no joining pipe here. That filler neck is one piece, which is a pain in the ass. Anyway, so we're going to drop that side, slide it toward the passenger side of the car, and that should just drop right down. So now we got to undo the straps. Well, I decided it's break time. Yeah, so the reaction from this situation, it's pretty intense. Wow. Get some wicked emails, some shit that's definitely good for a good laugh, and I like that. Thank you. I like to laugh. So yeah, it's definitely getting heated. Now I really wanted to make it out to the farm this weekend, so I got a car to bring up for Pug anyway, and you know, maybe have our little exchange of words and whatnot. Should be fun. But like I said, I'm going to replace the car. So anyway, got another car to bring up to the farm. However, this weekend's not looking the greatest so far. I would have liked to make it up tonight, but unfortunately this gas tank job's probably going to take up most of the rest of the day and probably a good part of the evening. And tomorrow, Saturday, my grandmother called me up and asked me if I could stain the 2 decks in her condo for her, waterproof, I guess. So got to do that. You can't say no to my grandmother, right? And on Saturday is my father's birthday, and I don't see my family very often, so we're all going to go to the Toronto Zoo. So I could think of 100 better things to do. And number 1 on my priority list being Dave's farm.